Oh! What just happened? Oh, well, hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? Okay, we got a lot to cover tonight. My name is Metatron. You're watching Nephilim Entertainment, and this is my coverage of Fear of the Walking Dead. And this is episodes, what is it? Episodes 15 and 16. Things Bad Have Begun and Sleigh Ride. Okay, got a lot to cover. A lot to cover. Okay, so it's the beginning of Bad Things Happen, or Bad Things Begun. Beginning of Bad Things Begun. We got old Nicky Boy who was out with a grocery cart headhunting. Not in a literal sense, too. Apparently he's wanting to find some more of them so delicious adrenal glands. Okay, Nicky, whatever floats your boat. Yeah, he's going out and finding these nice little substances is from the dead. And if you missed it last episode, he is chugging back adrenal glands from the dead because apparently the secretions that he is ingesting is giving him the ultimate high. And if anyone has been following Nicky Boy, you know he's got an affinity to getting high and wanting to substance abuse. So, yeah, he's going around looking for these adrenal glands by chopping off the heads of roaming infected. Okay, yeah, great. You really want to put something in your body that has recently belonged in the dead. Even though dude's like, hey, you gotta get them fresh. This isn't picking fruit off a tree. You're chopping out the adrenal glands of a zombie. Hey, whatever floats your boat, I guess. But we're finding out that Nick and Troy are actually somewhat spying on the Proctors and find out what is going on. They're starting to notice that they're starting to accumulate a lot of weapons, and as if they're going, I guess, on a nice little trip. So, meanwhile, back at the dam, you got Strand and Maddie who are discussing their dreams, and you find out Maddie's actually had a dream about all this. In a way, she would love to actually have settled somewhere and sort of, establish some little pseudo house for her and her kids. And eventually, she wanted a whole big dream of her and her kids, and then her kids would have kids, and then she would be a grandma and spoil the kids rotten. I live in the American dream. I guess Maddie at some point wanted to rekindle the American dream. I don't know if that was her coping mechanism to get through all this and to do whatever it takes, and that was her way of justifying it. But I have to say that it's a little fictitious, especially in a world that's gone to shit. You're not going to get the American dream. You're not going to get the big staple of Americana in your front yard. I'm sorry, Maddie, but it's not going to happen because if the dead don't come and overrun it, the living will come and take it. And there's always going to be battles at some point. So, yeah, you're not going to get that big American dream. Case in point, you have Alicia and Diana, who are going on a nice little field trip, and they get attacked by, I guess, scavengers. And look, Alicia still has that niceness quality about her because anybody attacks me, at some point, I'm just going to start shooting them. Which I'm saying that. I don't know what it's like. I've never had it happen. Fair point. Fair point. I would not argue against that. But Alicia's seen some shit in her day, okay? Even Diana's screaming, shoot him! Shoot him! She's trying to hit him in the head with a pickaxe. I'm not messing with Diana. Not at all. No. Chick, you my friend. And we're going to keep it at that. But Alicia, she's actually, not going after him with a gun like a smart person would. So there's a chance they can come back. But in this confrontation, Diana gets injured. And while this is all going on, you have Daniel, who is speaking to Walker, about Ophelia. So Ophelia apparently left the rosary and gave it to Daniel. So Daniel, I guess, is still struggling over the whole fact that his daughter just died, and he's wanting answers. But not just any answers. I'm thinking he's wanting to lash out on somebody, and we'll find out more later on in the episode what I mean by that. So, what else is going on? Madison and Strand are sharing some scotch and discussing sort of the events that have happened as far as just the world as a whole, and they're losing track of society and what came before them, which I can sort of see how that would trouble someone, especially somebody who has studied the great literatures of the world, such as the Iliad, the Odyssey, the Bible, the Torah, all those nice little books of history. But I love what Strand said, and it holds truth. We'll rewrite those stories, and not to mention they will be passed on. So, I mean, they're just kind of right now living in a state of hope. Hope that society will be rebuilt. Hope that they will someday be able to share and pass on the knowledge to their next of kin. Great. Before or after the infected come after you. Before or after the living start trying to take what you have. I don't know if it's just because I'm a vet to the series and I know what's going to take place over time, or if I'm just the pessimistic fool who wants all things to fall to hell within a couple episodes. Excuse me. But with that being said, Nick and Troy actually come up and they bring news of what the Proctors are doing. Apparently they're rallying to come try to take the dam, and they want to fortify and sort of protect the van, everyone who's there, Lola, Daniel, Madison, Strand, they're all wanting to, sort of fortify the dam. That way the Proctors can't come and they can hold them off and protect against the siege. Great. To come up with the notion to blow up the dam. Apparently Troy wants to volunteer. Yeah, I would not give Troy the keys to the kingdom, much less a match to light this powder keg. No. And I love Daniel's character because Daniel actually can see through the BS, and he actually sniffs the awfulness of Troy. I mean, he doesn't even need to know who Troy is to know he's not in trouble. Where were you a couple episodes ago? I mean, should have been there when they were at the border. You would have skinned him alive, Daniel. Especially if you knew what Troy caused that led up to your daughter's death. Yeah. So, yeah, they bring the news, and Madison's apparently she already knows that Nick's back fell off the wagon, and now he's doing some form of illicit behavior, and she's not too happy about it. She's not. She's wanting. I guess in her way, she was kind of thankful because with the zombie apocalypse and everything that was going on, Nick was actually staying clean and he was actually staying off all the stuff he was doing. Now, not anymore. Not anymore, Nicky. Apparently, with that being said, he's now fell off the wagon and now he is starting to do stuff again, and she's afraid that he's going to end up killing himself. But we have some more bad news. Apparently, Walker and Crazy Dog are feeling the notion to not stay with these crazy white people and crazy Mexicans, and they're going to take off. Go find their people. I don't blame you. Take me with you, please. I don't want to stay with these crazy people. Find over some dams. Ugh. Yeah, Crazy Dog and Walker are thinking that there's some people up north, so they're going to go try to track them down. And apparently, they're going to keep their eyes out as they're passing by to see if they come across any sort of offensive play. Okay, you go do that. But with that, yeah, Alicia takes Diane, who is injured, to the train post, and there she sees a guy, and he patches up Diane, and he actually notes her, sort of battlefield medicine, I guess you could say, how she patched up Diane, and asked her to be his assistant for surgery. Which I have to say, Alicia, she, seems to have a knack on patching up wounds and taking care of everybody. And even when she was in the bunker, I mean, she was doing her best to make it as painless as possible to send people over to the next and beyond. So, with that being said, I think Alicia might have a promising career as some kind of medical. Because, I mean, who knows what she was going to go to school for whenever the world was made sense. But she actually takes the guy up on his offer to help with meds. She doesn't seem like she's too confident about it, but she kind of sort of takes him up on it. Then later on, we find out what exactly we find out that between the conversation between Strand and Nick, the deal that Strand made with the proctor. Yeah, apparently he gave up the dam to save all his friends, to, I guess, excuse himself and to protect himself. Strand's going to look out for Strand. Is anybody really surprised? I mean, honestly, show of hands who's surprised that Strand is cutting a deal, making deals behind everyone else's back to look out for himself. Who here is surprised? I don't see anybody. Yeah. Strand apparently makes a deal with the Proctor, gives up the dam. He's going to give the keys to the kingdom to the Proctor John, in which spares him and his friends. So he is going to, Nick is going to go inform Maddie of the situation. Well, he happens to run into Daniel. And Daniel is acting very weird at this point. Closes the door behind Nick, locks the door, starts asking Nick same questions over and over again. He is trying to find out what led to the horde that killed Ophelia. Dude, Daniel, bro, I love you, man. You gotta let it go. Find your answers. It's not going to help anybody, especially at this point. Excuse me. And Nick can't tell him the truth because he knows that if he tells him the truth, Daniel will go and kill Strand. It's like he needs a reason to kill Strand. And any other time, it seems like that would be the case. So Daniel starts interrogating Nick about what happened at the ranch and how Ophelia was injured and how it eventually led to her death. He's got a one-track mind at this point. So while he's doing that, Troy and Maddie are having a conversation about forgiveness and stuff down while they're planting the explosives to blow up the dam. Once again, the person acting weird. Troy is wanting to know that everything's forgiven. He also gets very relaxed and sort of, I guess, confides in Maddie that Nick's behavior is scaring him too, which that doesn't help Maddie at all. But she's known about his dangerous behavior. Just dangerous behavior during a zombie apocalypse, not always a good thing. And Alicia meets the proctor. That right there blew me away because apparently she's going to be his nursemaid. So while he's having surgery, she's going to be there to hold his hand to make sure that he doesn't fidget while he is taking a local and having a tumor removed on his back. Hey, that dude, you're more man than I am. I'm just saying, you're more man than I am. So, all this is going on. Nick finally reveals the truth to Daniel. It was Jake. Jake did it all. He found out that Nick killed his dad He didn't like the way the ranch was heading, so he sent the horde on the people because he just had enough. Yeah, isn't there like a Mexican belief that you don't speak ill of the dead? I mean, I'm just that to me sounds like the premise of this. You're just speaking ill of the dead, and I think Daniel picks up on that, and he knows that Nick's lying, but he can't prove it, and it's frustrating him because he knows that Troy did it or Nick did it. He knows one of the two did it, but he doesn't believe Jake did it. And to speak ill of the dead, I think is very bad juju in the Mexican culture. I and he's got a point. I would not speak ill of the dead, especially since you were the cause of it. If you guys remember back, Nick's actually the one that caused sort of the demise of Jake himself, because he knocks him down, which led to a affected biting him, which led to him having his arm amputated and bleeding out and eventually dying. So in a way, even though Troy's the one that put him down, Nick's the one that led to Jake's death. So now he's speaking ill of him. That is not nice, Nick. That is not nice. But with the surgery going on for the proctor, I have to say he's a trooper. And all thing Alicia's doing is basically sitting there holding his hand and asking him stories about his past. Bravo, girl. Bravo. Win his trust over and slit his throat. That's all I gotta say. Just do it. Just do it. She won't. But it'd be a nice thought. Yeah, and apparently Daniel starts going on somewhat of a warpath. Yeah, he's just not convinced at all about the whole Troy and Jake and this whole situation with Ophelia. He is not happy with it whatsoever. In which Nick's able to get to Madison and tell her that Daniel's out for blood, and Troy finally comes out with it. He tells Madison the truth. He was the one that led the horde to the ranch that caused the official death of a lot of people. Madison handles it quite well. She bludgeons him to death with a hammer. Yeah. How many people does that make Madison? She is killed by her own hand? Quite a bit, actually. So, Madison kills Troy, which, hey, I'm disappointed. I know I've spoke ill of Troy over the season, and I still think the dude was a psychopath. And him getting bludgeoned to death by Madison with a hammer. I'm not satisfied with that. I don't know if it's because I want more, if I want him to suffer, or if I feel like his character needed to be drawn out just a little bit more and then eventually killed. But I wasn't satisfied with the way he died. In fact, I was looking for a reason to discuss why he possibly couldn't die, but I mean, it's obvious he died. He's got a nice little gap in his head where she bludgeoned him to death with a hammer. But I'm not too thrilled about it. And I spoke ill of Troy this whole season. As soon as I saw him, as soon as I met them, or I didn't like him. But in any case, Troy's now dead. Madison hit him on the head with a hammer. And while that's happening, Strand starts he pulls a gun on Daniel. And he actually and I love Daniel for calling Strand out on it. Look, I applaud Daniel's character. I think the dude plays a great job at him. I can't remember his real name. But Daniel Salazar is a beast. And he is thriving in the zombie apocalypse. This basically is his world. Whatever you were in the past, it does not matter. If you do not have that killer instinct, if you do not have that willingness to do what it takes to survive, there's a chance you won't survive. Unless you find someone to protect you, there's a chance you will not survive in a zombie apocalypse. Daniel has the potential to go the distance, and I applaud him because he looks straight in the eye and says, "You are not a killer. Give me the gun, you are not a killer." And in the struggle of the gun, Strand actually shoots him with the gun. I'm thinking that maybe he blew off half his face. No, he just shot him in the cheek. We don't know if there's some teeth missing or anything, but He shot him in the face, but he couldn't kill him. He just basically locked him up in a room and he went about his business. He locks Nick and Madison, I guess you could say in a closet. Then proceeds to do sort of like his get ready to make the product, I guess you could say. But that right there. That was just the first episode. That was bad. Things bad begun. That was just the first part. Now here comes the second part. All right, part number 2, Sleigh Ride. Okay, when it first happened, I thought Madison was doing some weird Christmas special from Martha Stewart. I mean, it was like some Home and Gardens crap for him. I mean, the whole Christmas spread, she's getting everything all set up and kind of find out it's like some hallucination, a weird dream. I love it because in it, you think everything's all nice and perfect, but then here comes the mass graves, and they're standing over Alicia's grave. Her, Nick, and Lucille, or Lucy, I forgot her name, it's been so long. And apparently she's holding a baby that almost sounds like an infected. As they walk away, she's mumbling something, but they just turn and look at her like she done something weird. The dream, I think a lot of it represents the fact that, even if you do go above and beyond to get your dream, there's always some negative repercussions. And honestly, it's been so long since Lucy has been a part of the show. I don't even know where she's at, to be honest. I mean, we haven't seen her, we haven't heard from her. There's no telling where she's at. There's no telling what is going on. I mean, she was right. I'm just wondering if Nick's gonna realize that she was right. They shouldn't have stayed on the ranch. I mean, everything was just all just screwed up from the very beginning. But in any case, and apparently the Proctor, the Proctor John, he wants to be king. He wants to rule the lands, which he's starting to remind me of somebody, and I try to avoid bringing it up on this series, but he reminds me of Negan from The Walking Dead. The Negan / the Governor, which I want to go with the Governor, considering that around the timelines, the Governor was just starting to learn his ways around controlling and power. Yeah, Proctor John hasn't got it down, but he's starting to get there. He's starting to really just demand respect and authority to the point to where everyone's starting to be very leery of him. Even Strand's nervous. And I haven't seen too many people besides Daniel shake up Strand. But, yeah, Nick, he can't handle his mother's killing ways. I mean, after the whole incident with her killing Troy, he can't handle it. He can't. He even brought up the comment about, well, how long will it be before you decide you have to put me down? And that says a lot considering the fact that he also is a drug addict. And I'm sorry, but if the whole dealing with an addict, at some point in your mind you think, I wish they'd die. And Madison, at this point, who's to say she won't go that extra mile? And oh my God, for the first time that I can say, we actually hear Madison drop the F-bomb. Oh my God, I cannot say it because I'm trying to get YouTube to like my videos, do the whole monetization thing. But my God, Madison dropped the F-bomb on national TV. Oh my God. I wish I had TiVo or some form of rewinding and fast forwarding live television, because when I heard that, I was like, wait, what? Did she just drop the F-bomb? Am I crazy? So when I'm making my notes, because I make notes on a little clipboard, as you can see, and when I was making my notes, I put F-bomb and exclamation point, question mark. Madison dropped the F-bomb. I know it, I say it on a daily basis. It's fine. But I grew up in that whole censor BS that is strictly going on in television. You don't drop the F-bomb on national TV. Oh my God. I'm so proud of you, AMC. I'm so proud of you. But all seriousness and maturity back. All seriousness. What did I write next? I was so freaked out about the F-bomb. I completely just like lost train. Oh, yeah, Daniel's still alive too. We find him, basically lumbering around. Which at this point, lumbering around, you don't know if it's exactly an infected or if he's still human. Which, given Daniel's past history, one can only assume anything because I swear the way he goes about everything, you would swear he was just the Messiah, the way lightning strikes walkers and are infected and whatnot. But in the whole climax of things, Alicia makes a deal with the Proctor, which it's like making a deal with the devil at this point because she's dealing with the Proctor, trying to, I guess, haggle her family's safety, and apparently if they're found alive, he's trying to guarantee their safety. Yeah, I wouldn't trust that guy as far as I could throw him. I mean, as scrawny as he is, yeah, but I still wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him. I mean, the guy obviously has a chip on his shoulder, and he likes power. And he has no problem telling people to, hey, go kill yourself. And he has no problem killing because, Lana shows up, makes her choice. When Strahd's trying to sneak out the Clark family, or two of the Clark family members, she apparently starts shooting guards and everybody, and the Proctor, which Strand did tell the Proctor that he had killed him, kills her himself. So that is the end of Lana and everything she strived for, which I have to say she survived the infected, but people, at this point, it's getting to where people, a lot, real living people, are becoming something you have to worry about more. And the Proctor is a prime example of that. But Proctor is he's having the Clarks basically say their goodbyes. I don't know what's going to happen to Strand, but apparently he, I guess for him not liking liars so much, he's, done with the Clarks, so he's going to go off and kill him. And I love it too because when they're all saying their goodbyes, Nick walks up, gives Strand a kiss goodbye, and then picks his pocket, takes the detonator, and holds the damn hostage. Go, Nick. Proud of you, Nick. That is awesome. So now what we're going to have is a 40-minute standoff. Yeah. About halfway through the episode this happens, so anywhere between 30 to 40 minutes we're having a standoff between the Proctors and Nick holding a detonator to the bombs. Okay, so anxiety is kicked up a couple of notches. Not gonna lie. And especially since Nick is one of my favorite characters in the whole series. But he, in the midst of this, in the midst of this, we see another weird dream of Madison. This time, the dreams are getting just very vivid and very out of hand. I mean, she's sitting around the table having dinner. She's having dinner with Troy, Jake, Jeremiah, Walker, and our boy. Oh God, what was his name? I can't remember his name. I should have looked that up. What was old dude's name? What was old dude's name? He was one of my favorite characters. He was part of the ranch. Oh, tall dude, bald-headed. I can't remember his name, but he's in the stream. He was part of the militia. And, God, is his name Johnny? I want to say his name was Johnny. But you got this dream going on, and the weird thing about it all, I mean, besides the whole, it's going with the whole Christmas theme yet again, is while this is going on, it's all, all happy, like some Hallmark kind of BS going on. Everyone's all happy, smiling, going, hi guys, how are you? Strand comes walking in with an armful of gifts, and everything just seems all light and breezy and happy. Sorry, I'm obsessed with trying to find this dude's name. Ah! But, dear God. Oh man, there's so many. There we go. Cooper. I forgot his name. Cooper. Yeah, Cooper was one of my favorite characters because of how I said I think he was such a mastermind in the series. And I find it funny that out of all the characters that they flashback in this episode, they had to show Cooper, who you think is a minuscule character, but he actually had a lot of influence on Nick's behavior at the ranch and basically had Troy handle things. But anyway, side note on that. Show them in a dream. They're sitting around dinner. Strand's passing out presents. And I love the whole Daniel doing the whole thing to Strand. It's cheesy, yet it's funny too because we both know in the actual real life of the series, Daniel would love to put a bullet between Strand's eyes, especially since he's already shot him. Strand's already shot Daniel. That's why Daniel's walking around injured because Strand shot him. But dinner's happening, and when Madison goes to pull the cover off because she's talking about how she makes a mean ass turkey, pulls the cover off, it's Jeremiah's head. Blood starts gushing out of the body that's sitting over there. And Jake goes to reach for some food, and Walker chops more off the body. Yeah, and the blood starts gushing everywhere, and a table's full of blood. And meanwhile, Cooper's just sitting there eating. Not paying attention to anything else. He's just eating, sticking potatoes in his mouth. It's just a fun time. Everyone's acting like everything's all normal. Strand looks sort of bewildered and walks away. This dream represents a lot because Madison has done so much bloodshed, so much sacrificing for the sake of others, pitted other people against each other, brought two groups on the brink of war, and even Strand's got to where he's, sort of straight off from Madison. Because, I mean, honestly, his deal with the Proctor, he didn't come to Madison with it. He went to Nick. So it says a lot about Strand's trust in Madison too. He lets on like they're close, but honestly I don't think Strand trusts Madison's judgment at this point. And I can't say I blame him, especially when she's having lucid dreams like this. But then we flash back to reality, and apparently this whole Nick taking the bomb and holding the dam hostage so his family can get away is his suicide note. He plans on to die here. Nick, why? Why, man? Is it the drugs? Do you need some more? I mean, what's going on here? That's not right. This is not cool. It's not kosher. It's not Gucci. Come on. So he holds the damn hostage. Great. It's just fantastic. Get attached to a character in any of these series, and it's like the writer's like, you know what? We're just going to write him off out of spite. Just going to write him off. F you two, guys. F you two. Can't be Madison. I can't drop the F-bomb. Monetization won't let me. Okay, but Daniel at this point also he lumbers into a room. There's proctors there waiting. He's acting like he's some injured random Mexican who's spouting off Spanish about needing help. You're thinking, okay, we're gonna help this old guy out, and he goes commando, straight up. Taking Liam Neeson, just straight up just wrecks these guys. Kills all three, possibly four of them. Daniel, even injured and loss of blood, is still beast. I do not want to mess with Daniel Salazar during the zombie apocalypse. I do not. And yet, Strand does everything he can to make him mad. Dude, do you have a death wish? This proves that Strand needs to stop messing with Daniel. Stop tempting fate. Daniel is a beast. Stop it. So, we're all prepared for Nick to die. We're all prepared for it. He bargains with the Proctors and Proctor John to let Madison, Alicia, and Strand go. He tells Strand to take care of his family. They're on a boat. They're trying to sail off. He's waiting for time to build the dam so that they can get away without being caught into the destruction. And Proctor John gets bored with it and tells him to be killed. So you're thinking, oh God, either Nick's going to blow the dam, kill the family, or he's going to die. That's it. Game over for Nicky. But then a shot rings out of nowhere. One of the Proctors goes down. Headshot. Boom. Dead. Where'd it come from? What did it... We forgot about somebody. We forgot about Crazy Dog and Walker. I love it too, because after the initial shot, you see them up on a hill. You got Walker spotting for Crazy Dog, and Crazy Dog's calling the shots. It's like, nice shot. I was going more for the long penetration kind of thing, through and through, maybe take somebody else out. But I think it just didn't happen. Maybe it was the wind. When you start calling your shots, you know you're a beast. Okay, Daniel may be beast, but that's close range. If you can snap somebody away from a distant hill, you are automatically beast. You own the title of beast. I mean, snipers, they're worse because you don't see it coming. You'll never see it coming. No, none of the proctors did either. So, Crazy Dog's providing cover fire, and Nick, I guess, got tired of himself and decides to blow the dam. Oh, shit. Clark family gets caught. Clark family gets caught in the initial, because when he blows the dam, it pulls the water in from one spot and throws it to the other. Well, guess what? The Clark family is on a nice little boat, and they're giving that engine all kinds of hell, but it doesn't help. They're getting sucked in. The boat capsizes. Well, in the midst of this, Madison has the third and final dream. She has come across the mass graves, because that was the theme for all three of these dreams. She goes outside and comes across mass graves. Well, at some point, the graves start reaching up and pulling her in. Well, she's trying to dig herself out in the third dream. None other than Travis himself, back from the dead, well, at least in this dream. And you gotta wonder about the symbolization, because the first dream you had the whole Christmas theme. She's making dinner. She goes and welcomes the family. Family's outside mourning. And then in the second dream, everyone's sitting down for dinner. But you can't enjoy dinner because there's a slaughter on the table. And then finally in the third dream, she's pulled into the grave and tries to get herself out, only to run into Travis. So Madison's dreams are also supposed to represent the sort of the spiritualness and the speaking of the subconscious. To me, a lot of it says that no matter how much you try to, I guess, give this facade that you're in control and that you got a handle on the situation, in reality, there's no such thing. Poor Madison. That's part of the reason why she lashed out and killed Troy. It's part of the reason why she influenced the murder of Jeremiah. And that's part of the reason why she gave the head of Jeremiah to Walker. She has this delusion that she will somehow control the situation and be able to make her perfect little paradise, but in actuality, it's not the case. Madison just hasn't learned yet. You don't put stake on the fact of creating a perfect world. You just make things last as long as you can. She'll find out, she'll find out. But the happiness of all this, and the guy who was part of the crew on the dam, his name was Eflin, something like that. He was the guy who wanted to give the water back to the people. I find it ironic that when they show his dead body, he's laying sort of like a Messianic Christ. He's got his hands out, he's got his head up. He almost looks like Jesus Christ when he's laying there, because he wants to give the water back to the people and make the sacrifice. Bravo! You didn't get to see it, but it happened. So with the dam being blown, the water's returned back to the people. Happy ending, right? Except for the fact that the only person we see after all that big fiasco, because Daniel eventually finds Nick on the dam after it's blown. They apparently try to escape to safety. You had the proctor who was rescued by one of his guys tries to run away. You have Crazy Dog and Walker, they leave. You have Strand and Alicia, who are somewhat of a mystery of where their whereabouts are. You have Madison, who's the only one showing up. So, what's going to happen? What's going on? Who all survived? Who didn't survive? And that's just sort of the end of the series, or end of the season. Not series, season. Alright, next up for the series is Season 4. I will end this series as of right now and begin work on Season 4 when it comes out. The only thing they have to talk about with Season 4 is the fact that there is a whole mindset that the enemies will become friends, friends will become enemies, that they will also do a crossover. It has been confirmed that there will be a crossover between The Walking Dead and the Fear of the Walking Dead. Said they won't, but there's going to be. So, for all those people like me and you who are apparently watching this video, we've watched The Fear of the Walking Dead, so now we will know who these people are. And I don't know if it's their way of enticing people to watch The Fear of the Walking Dead, but that's going to happen next season, with Season 4. What my predictions are for next season? At this point, I don't know. I mean, it's all left up in the air at this point. I'm hoping that Strand and Alicia survived, and Nick and Daniel survived, because right now, out of all the people that are my favorite characters, those are my favorite characters. I mean, I like Walker and Crazy Dog too, of course, but I don't know if they're going to go off on their own. I would like to see what characters are going to survive the whole initial blast of the dam, but other than that, Season 4 is up in the air at this point. They give no strong indications, no big cliffhanger other than who all survived. But what a season finale. But that is going to wrap it up for me. What are your thoughts on this season? What was your favorite part? Who was your favorite good guy? Who was your favorite bad guy? What was your favorite kill? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like this video, give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my page, and I will get you more content. You'll be able to see more, because I've left links to the end of my page to let you see other videos. But that is going to wrap it up for me. Thank you for watching my series of Fear of the Walking Dead Season 3. To all you daydreamers and critters out there, keep your heads in the clouds. Peace.